Welcome back, everyone, to Pillars of Eternity. We were in a Hall of Records, I believe, in order to find what happened to Adair's brother, Yosidli.
Hello.
Any news to share, or are you just here to see the Ducal Palace? Who are you? I'm a page here at the palace. I deliver messages and run errands for the Duke and his advisors. The pay's not great, but I can't think of a better introduction to politics. Ducal Palace. It's the seat of government here in Defiance Bay. This is where Duke Admeth Hadret declared freedom from Adirian rule some 150 years ago. It's also a hotbed of regional politics, trust me. The gossip here beats what you'll find in a tavern or brothel in the city. Deerwood politics. It changes too quickly to be worth keeping up with. Better to strike up conversation in the taverns than try to loiter inconspicuously in palace corridors. Did you just try to rhyme loiter with corridors? What goes on in here? Where to start? We've got meetings, public hearings, and ceremonies. That's just the stuff that happens out in the open. This is where the Duke and his key advisors work, so there's always someone bartering for a favor. Unfortunately, I'm not at liberty to talk about that side of things. But if you want the official version, we've got a shrine devoted to Mogren, official records, and chambers for public hearings and council meetings. Records. Mostly dull official stuff. Census counts, tax records, militia registers. Now, I keep my distance. I got curious one day and got drafted into reshelving half the records. Worst day of my life. Shrine of Mogren? It's a symbol of Mogren's protection of Defiance Bay. She's represented the revolutionary spirit of the Deerwood ever since independence, and her involvement in creating the Godhammer bomb only affirmed her importance to us. What the fuck? That's also where the first of the sacred fires burned, but Firga, the Tranquil Ardent, has had troubles keeping them lit. Is there a hearing going on right now? Sure is. Duke Avar has been meeting with some of the city leaders for weeks now, trying to figure out how to address the legacy. The whole business is terribly secret, though. I tried to sit in the gallery during my lunch break one day and got turned away, but a lot of the talk concerns animancy, so there's a good reason they're keeping the meetings behind closed doors. Animancy? Where to begin? Traditionalists think it's a crime against the gods. There's no question that poking around in souls is risky business, but the most progressive elements believe it's our only shot at restoring healthy births. And it doesn't help matters that animancy research often involves old Ingwithan relics that were illegally looted from certain ruins in Erglonfath. She makes a quick twitching motion with her index finger and middle fingers. So what do you think about animancy? Me? Well, I think the real danger of animancy is confusing a real scholar with an expensive fake. We get a new case here every day. Some poor couple in the Gift or Copper Lane who spent every copper they had on a miracle cure for their unborn child, and it never works. Breaks your heart, but there's nothing we can do for them. Tell me about the current Duke. That'd be Ivar Wolfgren. Don't let the title fool you, though. Our dukes have been elected since independence. Some find Duke Avar rather coarse. He's a frontier noble. Personally, I think a rough and tumble type is just what Defiance Bay needs. Interesting.
Of course.
A bit of stealth. Oh, sweet. Records keeper.
Greetings.
I'm looking for militia records from the time of the Saints' War, trying to find out what happened to someone. We've had a number of inquiries about such information. I'm afraid we've had to bar access to the public. Seems there are still quite a number of folks in Deerwood who bear ill will toward Riad Serens. It'd be irresponsible to surrender their names to just anyone. Many came to settle here as refugees. Perhaps if you were more established in Defiance Bay, things would be different, but I have no reason to suspect you to be any different than the others. There's something peculiar about the record keeper's inflection. The differences are subtle, but it does not sound like any native Deerwoodan you've heard. As the record keeper's gesture, you also notice faint scars on his wrists where shackles were once clasped. Those scars on your wrists. You were a prisoner. Was, once. Now I am happily free to do my job, which, for you, I'm afraid, means you'll have to seek your information elsewhere. I'm no tyrant. I'm not willing to take what I want. I'll come back when I've got a lore that's high enough. A stone figure of a warrior gazes toward her raised hand. It's empty, but the palm and fingers are blackened.
How do you do?
Praise be to Magran, and welcome to our temple. How may I be of service? You seem upset. What's wrong? This is about the fires, isn't it? They're just symbols. You can't put your faith in them. Only symbols? Is that why you're so distressed? No, I've kept them burning steadily for 15 years, but I haven't been able to conjure them for months now, and people need to see them more than ever these days. What does that mean? It's my devotions and prayers that keep them lit, but lately when I try to pray, all I can think about are the hollowborn all over the city, the grieving families, the refugees. How could Malgrin allow us to suffer like this? What strength do we gain from a soulless child? What strength do we gain from adversity? From trial and test? The fires don't wither because she lacks in faith. They wither because she does not understand how to be faithful to a whore. A whore wants neither praise nor devotion. A whore wants to be compensated for her services, and Malgrin is paid and pleasured in sweat and struggle and pain. This mewling imbecile is unworthy of Malgrin's womanly heart. And this has shaken your faith? I believe Malgrin may be speaking to me again. This will likely sound so far-fetched to someone like you. Lately I've been seeing visions. A place in the wilderness with pools filled with sunbursts of color. Strange falls that seem to rise to the heavens even while they splash into the earth. Behind the falls is a cavern, filled with fire and heat and danger, some token of my goddess. I know there's something there, but where it is or how I'd get there, I've been meaning to ask around at the expedition hall to see if anyone recognizes the description. To be honest, though, I don't know what I'd even do if I found the place. Worthless, like so many of Malgrin's flock, afraid of her god's tests. If Malgrin speaks to her, it is to hasten an end to a hypocrite's life, and this vision is surely a death trap for the weak. What's the significance of the sacred pyres? They symbolize Malgrin's power and guidance, and right now the people of Defiance Bay need to be assured of her presence. Our neighbors in the Valian Republic see us as superstitious, but we're just sensitive to the signs and warnings of the gods. Tell me more about the temple. Malgrin is the most revered goddess among us dear Woodens, and it's no surprise that her temple is part of the ducal palace. Her fires symbolize trials, revolutions, and the blazing of new paths, all of which are important to us. This is the first of the sacred pyres. When this is lit, so are the rest around the city. Where's this door lead to? So we can see what sort of cleric of Malgrin Durance is. I don't think he's a bad cleric, but he is, I don't know, more ruthless, apparently. The Valian Embassy, the Temple of Woodica, to Brackenbury, and to Undren's Gift. Well, let's investigate this temple to Woodica here. It's what we're looking for, after all.
Well, this would be our Church of Woodica. Dear Woodens, probably the first thing we burned during the Revolution.
Praise to the exiled queen. May her crown be restored and her justice prevail. Come to pay your respects to the queen that was.
I was told I'd find the Temple of Woodica here.
And so you did. These savage colonists may have burned it down, but worship of the Oathbinder is alive and well. These stairs lead to the main sanctum.
Stairs?
These stairs, of course. The sanctum was always below ground, adjacent to the catacombs, so it wasn't destroyed by the fires.
Where might I find an entrance to these catacombs?
There are various entrances throughout Defiance Bay, but I dare say the easiest to reach is in Copper Lane. I haven't been to that part of town in ages, but as I recall, it's somewhere near the southern gate.
It's truly a pity to see what the locals have done to Woodica's house of worship. Who are you?
Lord Ardwellen Rugfold III, and pleased to make your acquaintance. I came to the Deerwood on one of the first ships from Adia, and unlike the yokels and hut-dwellers around here, I still keep to the old ways.
What are you doing?
Worshipping Woodica, the exiled queen and Oathbinder. I come every day to offer my devotion. I'd love nothing more than to book passage back to Adia, but it is my Emperor's wish that I serve in these barbaric lands. And so I do.
Could you tell me more about Woodica?
A queen among the gods. She oversees laws and oaths. Everything has a rightful place, and Woodica watches over them all. Of course, Not everyone accepts this. Even among the other gods, her authority is questioned. But Wudaka is also goddess of memory and vengeance, and she remembers. She'll remember every slight and trespass when she reclaims her throne.
You know you're a ghost, right?
I beg your pardon? Is this some sort of joke where you come from?
No, I'm serious. Look at yourself.
A madhouse. That's what this town really needs.
Got it. You all right? Look like, almost like you'd lost your footing for a minute there. Feels that way when I'm seeing into the ether. You really are a watcher, aren't you? Once in a great many generations, one of my people is born with the ability to speak to souls. Usually such individuals become elders, or a lone set of tracks in the snow. I would have thought my journey would be easier if I could see what you see, but looking at you, I'm not so sure. Neither am I. Believe it or not, I once would have rejoiced to know I'd been picked to travel far in search of something great, but even these gifts come with a cost, don't they? Forgive me if I was a little skeptical of your abilities before. I can't say I've met a real watcher. Oh, don't worry about her. She just likes doing that from time to time. Seems to cheer her up, so I just let her. Once you've seen it a few times, the shock really wears off. Every time she goes a little strange in the face, I try and see if I can hear anything. It hasn't worked so far. See if you can get her to tell you what the spirits said.
What? Hey.
58 experience points away. The Skybreaker was added. The quest
then.
expires for 3 days. Rod of Wind and Thunder, a minor item. Okay, so I could assign a companion to it. Duration of 1 turn, so whatever that means. Well, I'm gonna go back and see what it takes. Well, let's explore these other areas because it takes 15 minutes to just move to a new area, and then I'll have the whole run of at Defiance Bay.
You're from Gilded Vale? Then you're close to home.
Close can mean a lot of things.
Surely you'll go back when this is all over.
Dunno. Guess that all depends.
I'll explore the Seaside District later. I'll just focus on where my business takes me. No need to explore far and wide. Not yet. What do we have?
Adair, you have said you fought in the Saints' War, but for which side?
The one that blew up my god.
I didn't mean anything by it. I imagine a man with a head made of fire and light could be very convincing.
Funny thing about Dear Woodens. With all that fire and light, they just treated him like another authority figure.
Fair enough. Back to Caed Noah.
A few repairs.
A call to court. You read the Deft Hand. A wanted criminal by the name of Diria. Left hand is the right of the stronghold, seeking aid in fleeing the Deerwood. Well, let's see exactly what his crimes are. It should come as no surprise that I'm a bit softer on certain crimes. Stealing food's only a crime if the person you're stealing it from is also starving. Greetings, milady. I bear an urgent message from the Chancellor Warren of Defiance Bay. He requests that you meet him at the earliest convenience in the Ducal Palace. Your claim on Caed Noah has been called into question by the Gathpin family. Earl Badamar has issued a ruling on the matter, but both you and Lord Gathpin must be present. Chancellor Warren, arbiter of legal matters, and Lord Gathpin, an old Adirian lineage, I believe, the former lord of this stronghold, a distant relative of Lord Gathben who allied himself with the Losing Sai during the War of Defiance. I'll go meet him then.
Hey,
Yo. What is the state of the keep? I'm afraid one of your guests seems to be setting your people on edge. It's just that he's wanted in several cities, you see, and some of them aren't sure he isn't going to swipe their coin purse. I'm sure you have your reasons for keeping him around, of course. Well, on to business. It's arrived at the stronghold seeking aid. Well, oh, there he is. Yo, what's up? Name's Neri. Begging your pardon and all, my lady, but I was hoping we could talk. Very well, let's hear it. Oh, hell yeah, I get the Bone Lord. So, might be I got myself nicked here and there for a few unsavory deeds. My name's on posters all over Defiance Bay now. Makes it harder to walk around freely if you get me. My thinking is it's time for me to seek out new horizons. Deadfire Archipelago seems fine. Then I'm out of everyone's hair. Only I could use some help getting there. Not that I'm asking you to do this for free. Mind, I picked up a couple things from here. From a fellow, I know. Not much good to me if I'm caught. I wish I could ask exactly what his crimes are. You dare show your face in my keep? Well, now, I didn't mean no offense. Heard you got a talent for getting things done and all. On second thought, perhaps not. You should probably turn yourself in. You can't be serious. They'll hang me. I'll see they give you a lenient sentence. It's better than living your life as an outlaw. Wait. What, so if I just offer myself up, hope they take mercy? Never mind that I'm not so keen on a stint behind bars. You're just going to have to trust me. Not a chance. You're a clever one, you are, but you're not talking me into offering my own neck up to the hangman. Very well, then. Then a criminal she shall remain. Finally. I think he's already at like max athletics, and he doesn't really need anything else, so we'll just put those points there. Plus 20 adult defenses for 15 seconds. That sounds pretty cool. Boom! Level up complete. I don't need mechanics. I guess I might as well increase his lore, stealth and athletics. I am the lore and mechanics person. Thank you very much. Boom. Class unlocks. Level up complete. I love this fucking game. Just, you hit level up, shit happens. Y'all need to be sneakier. You're making me look bad. Oh boy. On bounce. Crackling bolt. Deleterious alacrity of motion. I like that. Oh, never mind. Expose vulnerabilities. Hey, classic. Oh, and give me fireball. Classic. Ringrin's repulsive visage. Ooh. What's his face needed me to have a lore boost, so I'll try to boost my lore a little bit. Perfect. Crippling strike. Finishing blow. Increases in damage the less endurance the target has. Okay, so it's a killer. Deep wounds. Do raw damage. Ooh. Riposte. Incoming melee attacks that target deflection and miss or graze have a chance of allowing an instant full attack riposte, only active with melee weapons equipped. Gimme! My deflection isn't super high, but I don't know. I feel like it's high enough. Okay. Finish in 1 day and 1 hour. Assign no companions at the stronghold. Performing experiments in the middle of terribly violent storms. Locals have been certain if the wizard is taking advantage of the weather, or if she's causing the phenomena herself. So
Farewell.
Yeah, I think I can assign. Once a character has been dismissed from the party, they will return to either the Blackhound Inn or in Gilded Vale, or to your stronghold if you have acquired it. Okay, so I have assigned Alof
All right, then.
to do the thing. He will do the thing, and then he will return. Oh god, this guy knows so much. Yes, what does survival do? Oh, survival is the resting thing. Oh, but athletics improves the abilities of Second Wind. Lo, their endless host, the harbingers of doom. 12 stood against the power of the saint. Rime and frost followed the footfalls of Karth. Sure-handed Ela knocked her arrows with speed, and the fox from the farmer did run and leap. I like 12 stood against the power of the saint. Increases the duration defends against decreases the duration defense against frightened and terrified effects for allies. Yeah, I'm done with that. I don't know when I'll use it, but I don't know. That's just a fucking kick-ass ability. They all sound great.